Hi, so my name's Mrs. Hennessey and I'm going to tell you about one of my favourite books, okay? The book that I've chosen is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's quite an old book, but still really relevant to now, I think. I read it first when I was about 14 and it had a huge impact on me. The book looks at the lives of two white children growing up with their lawyer father, Atticus, and it's set in Alabama, America during the 1930s, where there was lots of racism, which is also sadly seemingly still going on today. In the book, the dad, Atticus, is defending a black man, and he's accused of a crime that he didn't commit and he couldn't possibly have committed. In the part of, I won't spoil it, in the part of the book that I'm going to read to you, the jury have, despite it being impossible for him to have committed this crime, found him guilty. So this is a black man found guilty of a crime he didn't commit. And then Atticus, the father, explains this to his son, Jem. With current events in the world, I reread this, and given the book is set nearly 100 years ago, I felt really sad and angry that our society couldn't be more accepting. If you had been on that jury, son, and 11 other boys like you, Tom would be a free man, said Atticus. So far, nothing in your life has interfered with your reasoning process. Those are 12 reasonable men in everyday life, Tom's jury, but you saw something come between them and reason. You saw the same thing that night in front of the jail. When the crew went away, they didn't go as reasonable men, they went because we were there. There's something in our world that makes men lose their heads. They couldn't be fair if they tried. In our courts, when it's a white man's word against a black man's, the white man always wins. They're ugly, but those are the facts of life. Doesn't make it right, said Jem stolidly. He best his fist softly against his knee. You can't just convict a man on evidence like that. You can't. You couldn't, but they could and did. The older you grow, the more of it you'll see. The one place where a man ought to get a square deal is in a courtroom, be he any colour of the rainbow. But people have a way of carrying their resentments right into a jury box. As you grow older, you'll see white men cheat black men every day of your life. But let me tell you something, and don't you forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash.